The G20 Summit opens in Johannesburg, South Africa, with US President Donald Trump absent. The White House said that Donald Trump is boycotting the event, stating that South Africa's focus on global cooperation in trade and climate action does not align with US policy. Now, amidst the US President's absence, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres called upon G20 leaders to tackle trade barriers that put developing countries at a disadvantage. Now, speaking at a media briefing in Johannesburg, the UN chief said that the global body would be doing everything to guarantee an effective representation of developing countries. However, Guterres added that the United Nations does not have the power to reform the International Monetary Fund or the World Bank.
One thing I can guarantee is that in the action of the Secretariat of the UN, we will be doing everything to correct inequalities and injustices and to guarantee effective representation to developing countries. But we have not the power to reform the Security Council or to reform the IMF or the World Bank.
On the eve of the G20 Summit, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa addressed the African Union, while British Prime Minister Keir Starmer addressed the Global Fund Pledge event in Sandton. The UK Prime Minister Starmer also met the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, in Johannesburg. Furthermore, Germany's Chancellor Friedrich Merz left for Johannesburg to attend the G20 Summit from Cologne. Following this, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in South Africa to attend the summit. Well, shortly after his visit, the Prime Minister held a bilateral with his Australian counterpart, Anthony Albanese. The talks focused on bolstering economic and defence ties with both countries. Apart from that, Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and UAE's Crown Prince Sheikh Khalid bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan have also arrived in Johannesburg to take part in the high-profile summit that aims to address critical global issues. With the G20 summit underway, security has been strengthened at the Johannesburg venue.
We are ready. All system goes. We are at the implementation phase of our plan. We have been planning for so long. We have been planning for the mini events or mini summits. We have put all the systems. Each summit where there are challenges, we go back to the drawing board, we tighten, we put the relevant screw to make sure that we are not going to be faltering coming here.
And for the latest, WION correspondent Calvin Ongmu is joining us live from the G20 venue in Johannesburg. Calvin, what's the latest you're picking? What kind of preparations are underway? And how's the opening day shaping up to be like?
Well, the delegations, head of states and governments have started arriving. Journalists, reporters, media, large contingent media from all over the world. We are here in Hall 5. The security has been strengthened. It's a high-tide security. It's a park and ride, so no private vehicles are allowed in and around the premises of Nasrec. G20 Summit is being held in Johannesburg as the economic hub. 42 nations are expected to participate, of course, with US boycotting the summit, which has been the hot topic of discussion even before the start of this leaders' summit. What I can tell you as of now is the leaders will be deliberating on 2 sessions today. They will be discussing on, equality, solidarity, and sustainability topics. We've been hearing that the G20 Sherpas who've been in negotiations and in meetings for the last 4 or 5 days, they have actually come with a draft declaration for the summit, which US has clearly threatened or warned South Africa not to come up with a declaration. We've heard that from sources. As of now, we are not clear what the topic or content of that declaration is, but I can tell you that many people or sources have said that climate change has been one reference. Climate change has been references in climate change has taken a references in that draft declaration. We are not sure at this point of time whether there will be press briefings. It is not mentioned anywhere in the program that there will be press briefings, but as media, we've been said that this hall number 5, the delegates are in hall number 6. There will be a dedicated pulpit that will be given to us So we can sit here and some of the officials, government lower level officials, will come and brief us as and when it is needed.
Of course, Karan, as you've mentioned, Trump's absence has also raised a lot of eyebrows, and we know that the Ukraine issue is going to be another hot topic, and the US-Europe rift is especially going to come in. Do you think that's dampened the spirits of the summit in any way, or has there been any fundamental changes that have been made to the talks that are going to go forward? And also talk to us about any important bilaterals which are to happen on the sidelines, which are lined up during the summit.
Well, the summit is ongoing now. South Africa had clearly stated the show will go on with or without US. They're not going to wait for anyone. They're not going to be bullied by anyone. And going back to your question about Russia, Ukraine, definitely that will be a topic of discussion here. In fact, yesterday, UK Prime Minister had said that Ukraine allies will seek to strengthen a US plan to end the war with Russia. We also understand that the Ukraine president held phone talks with UK, Germany, and France yesterday. So that will be a topic to look at. As far as South Africa is concerned, South Africa has always maintained a neutral stance with regards to the Russia-Ukraine war, even though initially South Africa was criticized by many Western countries because they felt that South Africa is leaning more towards the Russian side. So yes, that is a topic to look out for.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Calvin, for getting us all those details. That was our correspondent, Calvin, who has been tracking the latest developments from the venue itself.